For thousands of years, peoples of the First Nations have walked on these lands. As we gather, we acknowledge that we stand on the traditional territory of the Tla'amin Nation. May we live with peace, respect, and friendship on this land. Well, hi there, and welcome to a family fun sing-along time with Powell River United Church. I'm really happy to see you, and I hope that you'll sing along with me. We're going to start with a song that is imagining all the different types of jobs we could possibly have when we grow up. Hey brother, I'm a happy kid. Hey sister, do you know what I did? I sat and thought about you and me and all the great things we might be. Do you want to try that much again with me? Because we haven't done this song for a long time. Hey brother, I'm a happy kid. Hey sister, do you know what I did? I sat and thought about you and me and all the great things we might be. Okay, here's some possible jobs, things that we might be. We might be a doctor, we might be a baker, we might be a chef or a vet. We might be a teacher, a server, or a painter. We just don't know yet. Let's do that again, okay? We might be a doctor, we might be a baker, we might be a chef or a vet. We might be a teacher, a server, or a painter. We just don't know yet. Singing, hey cousins, I'm a happy kid. Hey friends, do you know what I did? I sat and thought about me and you and all the great things we might do. We might play soccer or basketball. We might skate or play hockey. We might learn to dance or swim in a race. We'll have to wait and see. Singing, hey brother, I'm a happy kid. Hey sister, do you know what I did? I sat and thought about you and me and all the great things we might be. Okay, thank you for singing with me. I've got a book that is a Halloween story. Halloween is coming up. This story is one of my favorite kinds of books because the whole book rhymes, kind of like Dr. Seuss books. They rhyme, don't they? So this is a fun story. It's called Gunhilda and the Halloween Spell, and it's written and the pictures are done by Virginia Call. I got this book at the Powell River Library. Okay, so there's lots and lots of words, but they're rhyming at the end. Okay. It was Halloween and the trees were bare. There were ghosts and goblins everywhere. Dark clouds scudded across the sky. A giant owl hooted its eerie cry. The flickering stars and the moon shone down on a sturdy castle and nearby town. In the castle above the moat's dark waters lived a duchess, a duke, and their 13 daughters, Madeline, Gwendolyn, Jane, and Clothilda, Carolyn, Genevieve, Maud, and Matilda, Willibald, Guinevere, Joan, and Brunhilda, and the youngest of all was the baby, Gunhilda. They were planning a night both exciting and merry, with games that were fun and tales that were scary. But first, said the Duchess, we'll hurry on down and join all the folk who have come from the town. We'll watch as the villagers light up the fire and throw on some wood to make it burn higher. They all dressed up as witches. In that attire, they wandered around to observe the fire. For a fire made up of logs and switches is helpful in driving off ghosts and witches. When Gunhilda grew cold, her mother said, "Please, wear this scarf to protect you against the breeze. It's enough that your father is home in his bed with sniffles that come from a cold in the head." "So remember, Gunhilda," the Duchess said brightly, "to keep your new scarf wrapped around you tightly." Then she warned them, "This night is a night to be wary, for creatures are out that are evil and scary. So stay near me, girls, don't wander away, for bad things can happen to children who stray." But the crowd was so restless it pushed them along, and the girls wandered off. Though intending no wrong, they were jiggled and jostled and pushed up and down, till the eldest, Matilda, exclaimed with a frown, "We'd better go home now before it's too late. Let's look for our mother. Come, don't make her wait." But where she was standing they hadn't a notion, with so many people and so much commotion. Then they spied a tall figure just leaving the crowd. "There she goes! Come on, girls!" cried Matilda aloud. They scrambled to catch her and hurried on after, with squeals and with hoops and a great deal of laughter. Through brambles and thicket and into the wood, they hurried behind her as fast as they could. But instead of going home, as they all thought they should, the figure went deeper, far into the wood. The forest was inky, wind tore at their hats, above and around them were hundreds of bats, and no one observed as they started to scramble that Gunhilda's scarf had been caught on a bramble. So the farther they went, why, the more it unraveled. It kept getting shorter the farther they traveled. When they thought that they couldn't walk one footstep more, they came to a hut with a broken down door. "Come in," said the figure that looked like their mother. But when they stepped in, they saw it was another thin creature, one scrawny and tall. It wasn't their mother. Oh no, not at all. It wasn't their mother who shut the door tight. It wasn't their mother who gave them a fright. It wasn't the Duchess who waved a big switch. No, it wasn't their mother. It was a witch. "Oh dear. Ha ha, all my pretties," she cackled in glee. "You'll be in my power forever, you'll see." She started to mutter. They heard her voice swell. She waved a big switch and then uttered a spell. "Abracadabra and poopity-poo. I've cast an invisible spell over you, and no one can guess, and I'll surely not tell, the magical word that will break off my spell." She had no sooner said this when each little child turned into a toad. That's another word for a frog, right? Looking ugly and wild. 13 small toads there were, bumpy and brown. 13 small toads jumping up and then down. They had once been small girls who had happened to roam, but now they were toads and they wished they were home. Now back at the fire, the Duchess stood nigh and watched as the folk bade each other goodbye. She waved to them all and then looked all around, but there wasn't a trace of their girls to be found. "Oh, where are my daughters?" she cried in despair. "I can't find my children. No, not anywhere." She rushed to the castle. The Duke was in bed. "Our daughters are missing. Come find them," she said. "I'm afraid," said the Duke, as he started to sneeze, "that I shouldn't be out in the cold autumn breeze." But the Duchess cried, "No, you can't go back to sleep. Our children have vanished. I think I shall weep." There," said the Duke, "though the night is so dark, we'll search through the castle and scour the park." So they started to search in the attic, the stables. They looked behind cupboards and under the tables. They went back to the fire and searched where they could. And finally, they came to the edge of the wood. And there on a bramble they spied a bright thread. "Why, that's from Gunhilda's new muffler," they said. It's another word for a scarf, a muffler. "Let's see where it leads," they both cried in delight. "We'll find them and bring them home safely this night." They followed the thread just as fast as they could, through brambles and thicket and on through the wood. When they thought that they couldn't walk one footstep more, they came to a hut and they knocked on the door. When the door was thrown open, the Duke said, "My dear, our daughters are missing. We think they are here." "I am afraid," said the witch, for indeed it was she. "You won't find them here," and she cackled with glee. "For it's quite plain to see if you look all around. There are only a few dusty toads on the ground." "Alas," cried the Duchess, and brushed back a tear. "I was sure that we'd find all our children down here." "All those toads," said the Duke. "It looks like a convention. They're hopping around to attract our attention. Well, our daughters aren't here. Now what shall we do? And besides," said the Duke, "my cold is worse, too." Just as the witch was beginning to gloat, the Duke spied a toad with some wool round his throat. The wool that they'd followed to this mean abode was tied round the neck of the tiniest toad. With a pitiful croak and a hippity-hop, the little thing landed in front of him, plop. Then the Duchess looked down and exclaimed, "I declare, that must be Gunhilda who's hopping down there." For she had a muffler of just that bright hue, and now she's a toad. What are we to do? Our girls are bewitched. Oh, alas and alack, we'll never be able to get them all back. The witch roared with laughter and stomped on the floor. "You'll not see your girls again, not any more. Toads they are now, and toads they'll remain. No, you'll not see your sweet little children again." Then again the witch snorted and chortled in glee. "There's a spell on your daughters, as you plainly see. I said abracadabra and poopity-poo. Now they'll stay toads forever, not come back to you. And you never can guess, and I'll surely not tell, the magical word that will break off the spell." Oh dear. They tried hundreds of words, all the ones they thought best, but none broke the spell. No, not one that they guessed. "Is it zounds?" said the Duke, "or diddle-dee-dee?" "Is it quoofs?" asked the Duchess, "or is it quee-wee? Is it presto, eureka, or fee-fi-fo-fum? Is it skittle-skedaddle, or dum-diddle-dum?" Well, they both kept on guessing. The witch laughed. "Hee-hee-hee-hee. Oh, you'll never guess, and you won't get it from me. You'll never find out, and I'll surely not tell the magical word that will break off my spell." Whatever they tried didn't seem to be right. "Go on," said the witch. "You'll be guessing all night." "I give up," cried the Duchess and burst into tears. "We'll never guess right in a million years." Then the Duke sniffled. "Oh, pardon me, please. I've a terrible cold, and I'm going to sneeze." He took a deep breath, went kerchoo, then went kerchoo, 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 he sneezed, and kerchoo once more. The witch jumped up and she stamped on the floor. "That's the word," she screeched loudly. "I said I'd not tell, but you guessed and you've broken my magical spell." At that very moment, the toads became their missing daughters, the very same. The toads had vanished without any traces, and 13 girls had appeared in their places. The Duke told the Duchess, "The first thing, my dear, is to carefully count them, to be sure they're all here." "Thank you, Father," the Duchess said. Really, he's clever. If he hadn't sneezed, you'd have been toads forever. The witch was so angry, she started to yell, "I'll never forgive you, you've broken my spell." With a terrible shriek, like the voice of doom, she flew away on her ancient broom. The family watched as she flew away. "Well, girls," said the Duchess, "you've had quite a day. Now let's hurry home, for it's growing quite late, and we've so far to go till we come to our gate." They all ran so fast they were breathless and hot, for they wanted no spells again. No, they did not. They continued to run till they reached their own door, and they vowed they'd never wander off any more. It was Halloween and the trees were bare. There were ghosts and goblins everywhere. Up in the castle, secure and cozy, the little girls frolicked, their faces rosy. They had apples to bob and nuts to roast and games to be played, but what they liked most was joining the Duchess and hearing her tell how their father had broken that evil spell. And they always remembered that witch so mean who had turned them to toads on Halloween. There they are. Well, that was kind of a fun story, wasn't it? Lots of imagination there. Let's do one more song before we close. We're going to sing "I'm Going to Shout, Shout." Okay? I'm going to shout, shout, shout out my love for Jesus, for Jesus. I'm going to shout, shout, shout out my love for God's most holy child. For whatever I might do today, at home, at school, at work and play, I've got Jesus' love deep down inside of me. I'm gonna raise up my hands for Jesus, for Jesus. I'm gonna raise up my hands for God's most holy child. For whatever I might do today, at home, at school, at work, at play, I've got Jesus' love deep down inside of me. I'm gonna dance all around for Jesus, for Jesus. I'm gonna dance all around for God's most holy child. For whatever I might do today, at home, at school, at work, at play, got Jesus' love deep down inside of me. Thanks so much for singing with me and for listening to that long rhyming story. I look forward to seeing you next time, and I hope you have fun on Halloween. Bye for now.